We have done a whole slew of lessons here, but now the form is starting to get really difficult, so we're gonna just recap from the start, if you bear with me. But you want to just try to capture the basics here. So you want to stand with your heels together, your toes are pointing out around 30 degrees. And then you kind of sink down a little bit. You can just stand there for a while, take a few deep breaths here. This is internal arts. It's not Shaolin, it's not Kung Fu, it's a bit closer to Qigong, but and you want to kind of shift your way to the right and kind of corkscrew your way to the left. You take a small step here, then you shift your way to the left, and then you kind of adjust your right foot and also your left foot here, and then you kind of sink down. Inhale and raise your arms. Kind of curve your arms here. Exhale and lower. Once more from the top here. So heels together. Sink down. Shift weight to right leg. You kind of peel your left heel off the ground here. Small step left. It looks kind of simple, but it's takes some practice. But if you take a few minutes to master the basics, the rest will become a lot easier. I mean, martial arts is very complicated. It really shouldn't be, but you try to relax your shoulders. Inhale, raise your arms. You don't have to raise them that high. You kind of move the arms in a circle, and you raise your body when you lower the arms somewhat like this. Shift your weight to left leg. Turn 30 degrees on your right leg. Kind of stand on your toes here for a while with your left foot. Then you take like a circle step to the left. Feet movement first, and then you adjust your back foot. Once more, we have done the preparation. Oh, sorry, the commencement. Shift weight to left, turn right foot 30 degrees, and then you kind of swing your arms upward, grab a ball, throw a frisbee with your left. When you first step, throw frisbee with left, right arm down. Sometimes you see them pivot inwards. But I think you need to first extend, maybe adjust your back foot, and then you can pivot inward. Make it simple. Hold ball. Then you take a small step to the right first, and then right arm throw a frisbee with right arm. Left hand follows. Right, left foot adjusts. And you push a ball here. Smaller ball here. Melon, perhaps. You kind of push it forwards and upwards. Once more, how we do it from the top here. Kind of stand with your heels together here. Kind of doing a bit of a narrow pose here. But the feet, you need to have a small angle here. Otherwise it becomes really old style. I try to, this is like modernized somewhat. It's still very old, 1930s, 1940s. Shift weight to right leg, step left. Adjust your right foot, adjust your left foot. Sink down. Raise arms. Lower arms, raise body, shift weight to left. Pivot somewhat here. 30 to 40 degrees somewhat. Then kind of spring up your arms. You don't want to have much tension here. But then you step left and throw frisbee, tilt inward, pivot on your left foot, form ball on the other side, step right, push forwards and up, squeeze ball. And then this is the first force, second force it is ward off, second force is roll back. You shift away to your left leg and then move the arms backwards and inwards. This is roll back. Often they stand more like they pivot somewhat, but then now you need to swing your left arm around. You rotate your pelvis here, and then you inhale and push forward. Left palm touches the base of the thumb. Push. And you inhale and shift your weight to the left leg again. But this time you make a swimming motion with the arms. Exhale and push forwards and up. Sometimes you see them taking a step here also. This is of course more of the combat variant. You don't push like you need to use the momentum of your body going forward. So those are the basic four. We just recap everything. I assume you think this is kind of difficult. Yeah, got some viewers. So you need to, we can do it on the other side too. You stand with your heels together and step to the right. Small step, adjust your left foot, adjust your right foot. Inhale and raise the arms as being pulled by strings. And you shift your weight slightly forward here. And you shift your weight slightly backwards when you're going down. Shift your weight to right leg. Pivot on your left heel. Step out with a bow step. So you need to be able to be stable here. Once more from the top. Heels together. Step left. Step left. Sink down, inhale and raise your arms as a function of the body moving. You see I tense up on the way down, but you need to have the, like a circular motion here. But you also need to be strongly rooted. Doesn't help to only relax, because you become lax. Inhale, raise arms. Exhale, lower arms. Shift weight to right leg, turn slightly on your left. The arms kind of swing up here. Step right with a circle step. Throw frisbee with right. Left arm down. And then you kind of tilt inwards a little bit. And then you grab a ball on the other side here. Kind of adjust here. Step left and ward off left. Once more from the top here. This is reverse. We go back to the original. Heels together, toes pointing out. In the original, I will be facing in the south direction, but I can't manage that, so this is north. This would be north. Never mind. North, northwest, northeast, west, east, south. So sink down, step left. I kind of exaggerate the motions here. You need to sink down without being lax. Step left, adjust, sink down and inhale, lower arms on the exhale, turn on your right foot, arms kind of spring up, step left. You kind of extend here. I'm still not sure, because in most modern variations you will start with the part the wild horse's mane. That's a movement in the long form, but it comes much later. But this is a lot simpler, but it's still somewhat more difficult. I don't know. I think it's meant to like contract your groin area or something. but you extend forward and upwards, and then you kind of retreat and pivot on your left heel, and then you kind of squeeze the ball here after you step right. Step right, squeeze, ball. And then inhale. Sit back on your left leg and you rotate a bit here. Swing your left arm around. Exhale while you push forward. Then you sit back, and it's kind of hard because if you lean back too much, you become unbalanced. You need to lean back, and you can step forward here, which is kind of a good practice to get the momentum of the body forward. You don't use force, you use momentum. Momentum. Then we're going to continue here. Single whip. This kind of combines the first and the second force. Ward off, roll back, press and push. This is ward off and roll back, because first you roll back here, shift weight to left leg, pivot on your right heel. Now I stand like a pigeon-toed, like I'm pigeon-toed here. Then you kind of make a corkscrew here. It looks like a ward off, but you need to form the famous crane's beak here. The thumb touches the other fingers here, and you kind of extend you here. And the left arm strikes, but we need to make a big step, a big circle step to the left, and you use the momentum of the body to strike. And you can kind of extend here. Once more, we have done the push. Extend. You kind of shift away to the right leg. You pivot on your left heel a little bit, and then it's another one of the essential positions, which is play the guitar. You kind of extend here, palms up, hug something big, oak, and then the left foot moves up a little bit, and the arms center, and I stand with all my weight on the left leg. Why do you always do this? Maybe you ask, but it's kind of a method to get all of the weight on your left leg. Now I know it's all weight is centered on my left leg. Play the guitar. Doesn't look very hard, but it's kind of difficult to get this position right. I use a bit more of a narrow pose than some others do. But from here, usually you pull down somewhat. You shift the weight to left leg. Pull. Step in with your right leg. Two. And then step out with your right leg. Shoulder. Strike. Step left. And block right. High block right. Which is of course white crane. It's not this. You have a kind of a half crane before, you can see that, but you use, this is a whip, this is the crane, so of course from here you can do stuff. You can of course kick with your left and you can kick with your right. But it's kind of a temporary protection here with your right. So you kind of sink down, and the left hand, maybe you want to keep some stroke away. Kind of hook his arm or something, but white crane spreads wings, and then you kind of block downwards from here, but you need to use your entire body, of course. Then I usually do like a medium block here with or kind of a deflection here. Sometimes they just keep this kind of limp, but I like to do block and then deflection rather. But then the right arm swings around like making a throw or something, while you step with your left, and you kind of brush your left knee, which of course is a low block, but block strike. You need to keep your right hand close to your face here. In the older styles, you even see them do this in this kind of a meditative thing, I don't know. Brush knee, step up to another, play the guitar. You just extend your arms here. Technically, this previous motion is raise hands, which is a bit more elaborate. Play the guitar is just a basic fighting stance. So play the guitar, then you usually do another brush knee, And then the difficult stuff begins, because from here you deflect, you step up to parry, and it's not the usual upper level block. This is more of a forward movement, because Chinese martial arts are usually a bit more offensive than the Japanese. But usually you want to stay in contact with your enemy at all times. So it's a bit of more of a forward motion here. But then you pivot backwards, shield yourself with the left hand. You step forward and use the momentum of the body to strike. And after this, you shift backwards, release arm and push, or apparent close. You push here again, and sometimes you see them taking a step forward here. You need momentum, but keep the body straight. Push, and then you turn slightly on your left foot, move the right foot inward, so I end up in a standing shoulder width here. And then you kind of, this looks fairly simple, but sometimes you see them breaking it up like this, because the right arm scoops under the left. So this kind of what you did in the beginning, only reversed. Cross hands, exhale, sink down, step in left to right. So that concludes the first third. So thanks for watching. We're gonna review the basic the green belt course, if you want to. This is old green belt course, of course. So I'll do this. It will not look perfect, but I was practicing the throw, the basic throw 2 days ago. It's really difficult, so that's the most basic throw there is. So, but after a while I will probably use more of the judo techniques, because I don't want to strike people in the face if I don't have to. But we tried the 5 basic. The 4 are basic. The 5th is more advanced. But we do the basic movements. I have to shift this around here. So step in, fall back, step forward, strike. You need to do them on both sides. Step in, fall back, step forward and strike. First kata, second kata. Step in, fall back, shift weight backwards, block, step forward, strike, palm up. Kind of varies how many degrees, 90 or 120. Step in, fall back, shift weight, block, step forward, strike on the diagonal, off balance, strike, Third kata, fire. Step in, fall back. And this block is slightly lower because it's, if he wants to strike your solar plexus. You need to use your body more, of course, but then you step forward. You end up in a kind of a cross position here, and then you step forward. And you need to, it's not the speed, it's the precision. Other side. Shift, weight, backward. You see here, kind of medium block here. Step forward, strike on the inside. But this won't work in a real fight. These basic four are just to get your body moving. But the thing is, in old Japan, this was the stuff the kids did when they were like, I don't know, 7 or 8. So this is very basic. Applications comes later. So that's the third. The fourth. I started martial arts when I was 46. So in earnest, I did some karate. I did some karate already in high school, but also did boxing later. But I took one sparring. I did one sparring fight, which I won, but I'm lucky I didn't lose because the guy was like wrecked. Well, that was a long time ago, 1980s, if you wonder. The fourth kata is you need to get out of the way and do a low block, then step forward and strike. Is like the like the doll in the second Karate Kid movie, because you need to move from the waist, other side. You kind of fall back. It doesn't. Low blocks, forward strike, body or throat. These first four are not very difficult. This is meant for probably kids or young people. Could I teach the correct body movement? But the fifth is a bit more elaborate. Earth, water, fire, wind, and space or void. Because here you fall back, block, feint, kick, strike. Other side. Fall back. Block, feint, kick, strike. Fifth kata, and we have 8, the basic 8. I'll do these and then we call it a day. Which are Ichimonji, first position. You make the steps narrower here. Block, strike. Keep the arm out of the way. Other side. block, strike. Kind of moving a triangle here. Second position. I think usually second application is, I think it's more like the, you need to block and then kick and then strike. Strike. Elbow first, strike. Other side, get out of the way. Block, a low, blow, kick, strike with the other arm while keeping the elbow high. The third, cross. Ideally you want to step on his foot here if possible. But he will strike with the other arm. So, in the original, you always did this with both hands while moving your body. It is more modernized. Both sides, so those are the easy ones. The following 5 are about grappling. You have different techniques for breaking his wrist, breaking his grip here. But you need to shift, pull his balance and shift the weight forward, grab his hand. But you need to practice this on live persons. No kidding. Get out of the way and then shift his balance and pull him downwards. You need to get behind him, so to speak. You need to ora Gyaku, outer reversal or lock. Other side is probably more common scenario because most people will grab it with their left and strike with their right. So you need to shift the weight. You need to practice this because it's you need to first cover his hand so he doesn't do some weird stuff with his hand. Get out of the way and then outer reversal with strike. Imagine a strike coming in, but then you need to pull his balance and then get a hold of his imagine your thumb being by his pinky like this, between his pinky and his ring finger. Omote Gyaku ski, outer lock with punch. Third grappling is the ora Gyaku inside lock. Kind of shift his body inwards, so you need to pull his balance somewhat. These are kind of hard to demonstrate, but you also need to take control of his elbow, pull his balance. Can't really show that, but Other side, probably more likely scenario that he grabs with his left. Of course, you need to keep your left arm up if he strikes with the right, but then you need to pull his balance, control his elbow, and you can throw him on the inside, fifth, or no, fourth. Musha Dori, warrior trap. He grabs you by the sleeve. You go in, you kind of need to go down and under his arm. Or down and above, sorry. Kind of hard to show. But then you need to, when you're slightly behind him, you can kick him. You can kick to his leg and then pull him, hold around his elbow and pull him backwards. Other side. Grabs you by the sleeve, and you need to control his elbow here. I can't show this, but you need to kick him with your right leg, and then you need to control his shoulder also and pull him backwards. This ain't easy, boys and gal. Aren't that many women watching my channel, but it has gotten better. And the last one, throw. If he grabs your sleeve, you can take control of his arm, and then you need to pull his balance and keep control of his shoulder to throw him. You throw him downwards and forwards, kind of like the opposite what you do here in the Tai Chi. You push forward and up. Here you pull downwards and forwards, and you can also do a basic sweep here if you can take control of his foot. Throw him downwards and forwards. Other side. If he grabs you here, you step in, and here you need to have control of his shoulder. It's kind of hard to go under his arm, under and over, high up. But it's kind of like you need to keep your hand close to your face. It's like in the Tai Chi moves. And maybe you can take control of his foot here and kind of sweep him there, trip. You need to pull him downwards and forwards. So that's it. Thanks for watching the basic moves here. I come back later. So leave a like and comment and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.